In January 2007, HBO announced the development of an untitled comedy series from Larry Charles, starring musician Kanye West. The project was to focus on a day in the busy life of Kanye West, with events inspired by his actual experiences. In 2008, the project was shelved indefinitely, and despite an unofficial screening in 2013, only a few minutes of footage has surfaced online. The pilot was shot with a single camera setup and was improvised. The episode was mainly featuring Kanye surrounded by a posse of friends, including his cousin Wyatt Cenac, his manager JB Smoove, his bodyguard Leonard Harris, and his mother Kim Whiteley. Most of the comedy in the pilot came from the members of Kanye's entourage, with the artist at the center as a foil to the action. The pilot was originally 60 minutes long and was interweaved with serious interviews regarding the artist's impact. The final version was cut down to 30 minutes. During the 2013 screening, Cenac stated that HBO was dissatisfied with Kanye allowing his then unknown co-stars to handle most of the pilot's important moments, claiming that there was not enough Kanye in it. The series was never picked up, and given that HBO has not commented on the project since 2008, we'll ever seen an official release. The only footage that has surfaced is a leaked clip of the Make-A-Wish kid scene and a 17-second video taken at Cenac's screening. After the Muppets Present failed to come together, a new mockumentary-style Muppet series was proposed by Bill Prady, who had worked with the Muppets and featured puppetry work by Bill Barretta, Dave Goelz, Steve Whitmire, and Eric Jacobson. The short follows fictional filmmaker Ian Bascombe as he and his camera crew are given full access to film Kermit and the rest of the Muppets as they attempt to develop a new television series. Prady was later told to destroy every copy I have, copy as in the pilot. Generation Gap, not to be confused with the 1960s grown-up game show on ABC, is a game show pilot that was taped at Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios in Florida sometime in the early 1990s. It is unknown why it was not greenlit by Nickelodeon. The only known footage of Generation Gap online is a 5-minute compilation video created by former crew members of Nickelodeon Studios for its 10-year anniversary in 2000. There are around 5 seconds of video without the original audio. There is very little information about the pilot available, and whether or not Nickelodeon still has the footage remains unconfirmed. Bubble Guppies is an animated series I actually watched on Nick Jr., created by Robert Skull and Johnny Bell, and produced by Wild Brain Entertainment. Their series revolves around 6 fish-tailed children learning about various preschool subjects throughout each episode by their teacher, Mr. Grouper. The series was produced at Guru Studio and Nick Digital in September 2006. On January 2007, an episode named Happy Clam Day was finished and ready to be produced. Many of the characters didn't have the same voice actors, and the animation is drastically different from the final product. Guru Studios and Nickelodeon planned to have the series aired on 2007-2008, but only 10 episodes were produced at the time. Around 5 months after the 10th episode was finished, Viacom decided to give up after the mass firing until Wildbrain heard about the series and decided to pick it up. Adjustments were made and the series was in competition with Team Umizoomi, but both shows ended up getting produced. On January 24th, 2011, the series made its debut and had 20 episodes ready to air. A video known as Nick It Uber Hot Mix Lossless Desktop.m4v was posted showing clips from the pilot, but the video is privatized in 2019. As of now, only one screenshot of the pilot and a few concept art images have been resurfaced. Robot Wars is a British robot combat game show that was broadcasted on BBC Two and Channel 5 from 1998-2004 and from 2016 to 2017. Because of the success of the show during Series 3 and Series 4, MTV was interested in airing an American version of the show. A pilot was created around the summer of 2000. In the pilot, 8 robots were supposed to compete in the knockout tournament. 7 of the robots were Frenzy, the Mangulator, the Mauler, Spike, Getobot, Ballonier, and Ramstein. However, the 8th robot was unknown. The producers decided to reduce the number of competing robots to 4. The remaining robots were paid $5,000 for appearing in the pilot. There were 3 battles in total in the pilot. In the pilot, Mahler wins all the battles. What is interesting is that this was the Mahlers and Spike's only appearance in Robot Wars. MTV decided not to air an American version of Robot Wars, although TNN would later do so, naming the show Robot Wars Extreme Warriors. The MTV pilot is never aired on television and remains as one of the Robot Wars' most coveted media. The animated TV series The Simpsons needs no introduction. With 646 episodes and 30 seasons, a large fan base, and a number of awards, the show will always be remembered as a pinnacle of comedy. Very few fans of the show, however, are aware of the pilot for the show. Matt Groening, the show's creator, started his work by producing a series of comics called Life in Hell, which ran from 1976 until 2012. In the mid to late 1980s, Tracy Ullman, who was a fan of the characters, asked Groening to include them as skits in her show, which debuted in 1987 and ran until 1990. Groening decided to create an entirely new cast of characters, which became The Simpsons. The first produced episode for the series was Some Enchanted Evening. The plot of this episode revolves around Homer and Marge taking a night out and hiring a babysitter to look after Bart and Lisa. It turns out that this babysitter is a notorious thief and begins robbing the family. The animation of the original episode was criticized heavily, with James I. Brooks' reaction being, "This is shit." However, the episode was later remade and then aired on May 13th, 1990. As of now, only a 5-minute clip of the pilot resurfaced onto the internet due to it being included as a bonus feature on the Season 1 DVD, along with some footage being used in the final episode. The Eric Andre Show is a surrealist horror mocking late-night panel show aired on Adult Swim. The first season consisted of 10 episodes, originally broadcasted throughout 2012. Eric Andre originally created a demo pilot episode in the summer of 2009, shot by himself and a few friends in an abandoned bodega that they had rented. Andre then spent the next year learning Final Cut Pro and editing the footage into what eventually became a 7-minute demo episode. The majority of them were largely uninterested due to its bizarre content and its low-budget, public access feel. However, Adult Swim, after being shown the demo, agreed to produce the series, and the official pilot was subsequently shot, airing in May 2011. Not much of the demo is known, as none of the pilot details have been revealed. It did, however, receive a mention in the Adult Swim bumper that aired directly before the real first episode, quoting, "The show that you're about to watch began life back in 2009 as a demo tape. Eric spent a year learning Final Cut Pro to edit it. He shopped his talk show to many networks. They said it was too weird, low budget, or public access for air. We saw it and said, make more please. Here's the Eric Andre Show." The Eric Andre Show has not yet received a DVD release. As such, fans optimistically hope that the original pilot may end up being included as an extra in a possible future release.